This is strange. Now I know that earlier today I put up on Instagram that basically I want to open up a bit more to you guys, in the sense of I feel like over the past, I want to say 2 years, I've left some mysteries and some strange stuff about me. And it's one of them things where at the time, yes, I did kind of feel like it was the right thing to do. Or, you know, at the time I feel like the way going to level at the time I feel like it was the right way to word it, but looking back at it, I would have worded some things completely differently, and I don't want to say this whole situation in the world at the minute is, the background's changed. I don't want to say this whole situation in the world has made me wanna open up a bit more, but it's definitely made me think about some stuff that I've said. And I am going to be doing this, you know, no scripts or anything, so if stuff's all over the place, then it is going to be. And I guess I just kind of want to start by saying, cool. And I guess I just want to start by saying, you know, I am 16 in the end of the day. I have somewhat kind of just finished high school, but I'm not gonna blame anything on that. So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna be open and honest with you guys. Because that's kind of what I feel like I need to be in the end. So yeah, that is just gonna be how I am. So I guess I kind of start with the fact of, you know, I am only 16, and I don't want to say, you know, I've done a lot, because in reality I haven't done maybe as much as I could have. But in the end of the day, it's one of them of, at the minute, taking it all step by step. Is probably the best way. And I just want to start by saying, you know, kind of where I started thinking of all this, and it was probably 2 years ago, and I'd say that's like, I wouldn't say it's important or anything, to the channel. But 2 years ago, I did lose a family member, and I guess ever since then is kind of when I changed. Now, I'm not gonna say it was a bad change or anything, because honestly, I don't think it was. Because in a way it kind of just opened me up a bit more for other stuff, whereas before I wouldn't really care about much, and now that's different. So yeah. He's one of them. And it is one of them. Well, 2 years ago, when I did change my mind on some stuff, in the form of, I started thinking, I don't want to say completely differently, but I definitely did start to think very differently to how I did think. Because before, it'd be a thing of I wouldn't really I wouldn't really care much. Whereas now it's a thing of I do care about some stuff that maybe before I didn't. And yes, there are some stuff that I ended high school saying to people that maybe I shouldn't have said, but it's just like most things, end of the day, there are boundaries that I have. And I did end high school with someone who, I would say now was a friend. He was a pretty good friend. And he did know, what happened and all that. And he just completely went against all that and basically couldn't give a care in the world. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it quickly turned into a thing of, he couldn't give a care in the world about, what I was thinking, and he tried pinning it as a joke, when, I'm just gonna find a different one to talk over. He tried pinning it as a joke, and he knew that's not what I thought it was, and that, because of, how he said it. And what he said. Because he did say to me, oh, she got cancer and died. And in the end of the day, it wasn't really one of them things, you know, came across as a joke, or, you know, it wasn't one of them things, you know, you could pin as a joke. Because he knew that's what I lost that family member to 2 years ago. And he knew that, you know, it's still had its effect. It's still having its effect on me. Now, I do still miss him and all that. And by him, I mean the family member who died. And that's the point where it's like, no. Because that's the other thing with me, it's like, I don't really care what people say about me, specifically. But I don't think it's just me that, you know, say that's it when you start bringing family members who have died into it. Because even, like, people who were friends, or who are friends with him still, have said that, yeah, he crossed the line there. And that's the point where it's like, because I don't get mad often in real life, but that's the point where I had to stop myself. Because otherwise, yeah, I would have had him. Like, completely, and utterly just slaps him and all that. And it's one of them of, that is why, you know, I had to stop myself. Otherwise, that would have turned out completely differently. And even some people that know me would have said, you know, would say, it's not like me to get mad, like, anymore. Because it's not. It's just not. It's just not like me to get mad much anymore. And it's also one of them things of, you know, end of the day, you know, I do have lines that, you know, were, you know, I do draw lines, and I think the one thing that doesn't help me at times is how vague I am with some things, because I can be very vague, which hasn't really ever been a thing that has helped. And I mean, even from the channel, you can tell that, you know, I am a pretty vague person. And it's also one of them of, it's also one of them of, you know, end of the day, you know, end of the day, I'm fine with, you know, Well, I can live with people saying stuff about me. It's one of them where it's like, they're bound to, at the end of the day. And it's also one of them of, I have to restart the level. It's also one of them of, you know, I just couldn't really care what people say about me. But, you know, family is where I draw the line. I'm absolutely fine. Oh, I'll say, I'm fine with people saying stuff about me. I couldn't care less. You know, what people say about me and all that. Because it's just a thing, you know. End of the day, it's like, you know, there's no point in getting, you know, hurt over a few words that someone can say about you. And end of the day, yes, I've said some stuff that, you know, I regret it. But whilst I've, you know, said some stuff that, you know, I regret, some of it I also stand by. Now I'm not gonna go into like the specifics of what I said at the time, because it's just one of them of, I don't really want to go into the specifics of what I said at the time. Get it. It's one of them as well. It's like, I'm not going to go into specifics of what I said. I know some of this, you know, I might be saying on, you know, it might maybe sound like a broken record. But at the end of the day, it's one of them where it's like, I just want to open it up and get some stuff off my chest. And it's another thing as well of, you know, yes, at the minute, you could say I've been testing a load of other games out because, you know, maybe I'm not getting bored of PvZ. That's the point where I have to say yes and no. I'm not bored of PvZ. You might do this another way around. Pretty sure. Oh no, man. Hey, got it. And it's not. I don't want to say it's a thing of, you know, I'm getting bored of PvZ, but end of the day, I guess you could say I kind of am. You know, because I've pretty much done everything there is to do in Garden Warfare 1, 2, and Battle for Neighborville once. And that's not even saying, you know, I wouldn't do it all again in Battle for Neighborville. But it's one of them. It's like, I guess my thing is with BFN, I've got to be in the right mood to play it. And recently, I just don't think, you know, I've been enjoying it much because, you know, I just don't think I've been in the right mood to play it. And whilst, yes, you could say that is probably one of the bigger factors, it's also a thing of, you know, I've been playing it for like what, 6 years or so now. Ow. You know, it's also a thing of, you know, I have been playing it for like getting on 6 years, and I went too quick for the platforms. You know, I've been playing the shooters for getting on 6 years, and it's also one of them. It's like after 6 years, you know, am I feeling slightly drained out on them? Yes, I guess. Because even still, it's the thing of, it's like, do I want to admit it? Kind of. It's the thing of, you know, I do kind of want to admit it, but, you know, I'm feeling drained out on them. You know, it's one of them now where it's like, BFM's kind of always been one of them games that, you know, you have to push yourself to play. But like, to stream it, the thing is with BFM, to stream it doesn't take a lot. To stream any game, it doesn't take a lot. All it takes is, you know, a decent internet connection, and then you're golden. You can stream it. And I guess that's kind of always been my view on BFN. It's, don't get me wrong, it's a, in a way I'd kind of say it's a good place to start if you're getting into the PvZ shooters. However, in another way, I wouldn't say it is. I'd probably say it's one of the worst places to start. Definitely press back then on the analog stick. But, yeah. I'd probably say the best place to start with the PvZ shooters, you know, from playing them for 6 years, is the original one. Garden Warfare 1. Now, yes, Garden Warfare 1 now might be plagued with high levels, but you do still get low level people in there. Swear down, I felt that one more time. You know, you do still get low level people in Garden Warfare 1. Me, for example, I'm like, what, rank 50 in the first one? Go up. I'm still ranked 50 on the first one on, I'm pretty sure, Xbox and PS4. I can't do this level. You know, it's one of them of, end of the day, I am kind of drained out on them, I guess. I guess you could say that. Yeah, that I am. drained out on them. You know, well, I am pretty much drained out on them. And I'll admit that. And it's also one of them of, end of the day, it is a thing of, you know, I've wanted to, you know, there have been points where I've debated just stopping playing them. Okay, apparently I hit that. Yeah, there have been points where I've debated stopping playing. What happened there? There have been points where I've debated stopping playing them. And it's one of them where it's like, end of the day, I've just followed through with them and I've kind of built the channel on them. Like, if you look at the channel, a majority of the uploads are going to be Garden Warfare 2, as well as a bit of BFN and a bit of Garden Warfare 1. And I guess you could say, you know, recently I've been branching out a bit more with, you know, testing the waters with, you know, what games do well on the channel and what type of games don't do well. But at the end of the day, it's also getting to the point where it's like, I want to play games I enjoy as well. It got to that point where it's like, I just want to play a game I want to play games I'm enjoying, either at the time or I've always enjoyed. That's kind of why I've got a Little Big Planet 3 in the background of this video. I can't get past this part. No, that's kind of why I got Little Big Planet 3 in the back of this video. It's one of them games I can sit here and play for ages on end. And that's kind of the other thing. I want to start doing games that I'm enjoying. Obviously, I'll still do the odd bit of Garden Warfare and BFN stuff. But, you know, there does come a time where it's like, what's the point of doing this for the reason I do it if I'm not even enjoying it myself? Because I get asked, you know, why do I stream and make videos a fair bit, and I do say, you know, that I do it because I enjoy doing it. You know, I do say to people, you know, I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. And that has been the driving force of me doing it for almost 3 years. And it's one of them things of, you know, if I'm getting bored of doing something on the channel, I'm not just going to ditch it. No, I'm not just going to ditch the channel and just stop uploading. It's always that one. You know, it's one of them things of, you know, if I'm getting bored of something, I'm not just going to ditch the channel. Because, you know, that's pretty much how channels can die. You know, by getting ditched and basically just getting ignored. And that's exactly what I'm not doing. You know, because I don't want the channel to die. And that's kind of why, at the minute, I've wanted to play all these different games that, you know, I'm either doing on the channel or I've done on the channel. and why I'm revisiting some, you know, that I have already done, like the Life is Strange series, like Uncharted. I'm pretty sure 1 and 4, 1, 2 and 4. You know, that's why I want to do it, because it's games that I do enjoy, although at times it might not seem like I do enjoy them. It's one of them of, I do enjoy these games, and I've also lost 2,000 points to this level. But, you know, it's also one of them of, I'm gonna find a different level. It's also one of them of, I do play other games other than just, you know, BFN and Garden Warfare 2 and all that. And I don't want to... That's the other thing, it's one of them of, I don't want to make it across, you know, oh, he's quitting Garden Warfare and all that. Because my basic reply to the people who think that is, you're wrong. I'm not. In fact, if anything, that Garden Warfare 2 stream the other day, or the other week, I enjoyed that more than I have. I know, I enjoyed that game then more than I have in quite a while. And I don't want to put it on, you know, because I took a break from the game, you know, from streaming it and from playing it for a while. And by that I mean all about 2 months. But I think that helped. I do think that, you know, not playing it for a while did help with me enjoying it. I've got an itchy back now. You know, I do think me not playing Garden Warfare 2 for a while did help with me enjoying it. And it's also one of them of, you know, I enjoyed it. And would I do it again? Yes, but not yet. I would completely do it again. Because of how much I enjoyed it. I would do it again purely because of, you know, the factor of I did enjoy doing it. The other week, you know. And I guess that's kind of my other thing with the Garden Warfare 2 speedrun. Not, you know, it's one of them of, the route isn't, I don't want to make it out as, you know, it's not a thing that I do anymore, because trust me, it definitely is a thing that I do. And if anything, I'm happy to say that I do it. I'm happy to say that I know the people that, you know, do it as well. And it's one of them of, you know, talking, or, you know, starting that speed run probably helped me enjoy the game a bit more than what I already was. You know, for the simple reason of, I feel like, you know, after starting that speed run, I have started to enjoy Garden Warfare 2 more than I was. And I don't want to say it's a thing of, you know, I grew that bored of the game. Because I didn't. It was more of a thing of, you know, end of the day, I will make it up here. It was more of a thing of, I was jumping and holding right. It was more of a thing of, you know, you know, back in November of 18, I think it was, I'd done pretty much everything that game has to offer. And doing it speedrun opened up more to do. Because I didn't, like, until I actually searched it, genuinely didn't even know people speedrun that game. And I guess, you know, saying that now does make me feel kinda stupid, but at the same time it's one of them of, no, I don't really care. I can be seen as stupid anyway, but, you know, it's one of them of, end of the day, how people see me doesn't affect me. And it's also one of them, it's like, I did really like that one. It's also one of them of, I'm not gonna worry about how much people like me for what I do. End of the day, I'm gonna, you know, worry about what I can't do. Which might seem kind of stupid, but it's true. I'm gonna worry about what I can't do. And that's pretty much been my take on life for a while now. I'm not gonna worry about, you know, what people think of me, or what people, you know, because I don't. I'm gonna worry about what I can do in life. And then I'm gonna try and do the stuff that I can't do now in life. And it is one of them. Of, in the end of the day, I wanna aim to do more in life. it's what I want to do. I want to aim to do more in life, and that's kind of where I want to go with it all. So guys, yeah, I think I'm going to leave this video. I know it's not been, you know, very open. There are still some things, you know, I do want to keep to myself. But there will be a time in the future where I feel like I'll show them. So yeah.